Jesus is referring to. When Elijah was taken to heaven, it's not the heaven that Jesus is referring to. Because they are heavens. God created the heavens. Many, plural, multiple, and the earth, one. So when we talk about the heavens, you must have an understanding of which one exactly. So in case Jesus comes and he says, no man has ever ascended to heaven, which heaven is he referring to? Because we have had many people ascending into what? Into heaven. So this is the ultimate heaven that Jesus is referring to. Okay. But what is going also to surprise you when it comes to the heavens, because now we are getting closer to your question. Matthew 24:31, Jesus will send his angels to gather the saints from the four winds and from one corner, one side of the heaven to the other.
And he shall send his angels with the
It's
great...
Matthew, am I right on that one?
24, verse 31.
31, yes.
And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet. And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Okay. What are the four winds? Apart from them just being the winds, this is the north, east, west, and south. These are four different directions of the earth, first and foremost, where you will have the angels of God gathering the elect from the four directions of the earth. And number two, they will also gather the elect from heaven. Okay, read.
And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
So when resurrection is happening, you will have people being raised from the earth. Let's say rapture is happening today. How is it going to occur? All this, I'm just trying to show you that there is a place called the extremities of the earth. Okay, let me first of all move you away from the physical thinking that most people might have of such a place. Because you said, is it geographical? Because if it was a geographical place, then Methuselah was supposed to pack his bags and physically walk to where the earth ends. So if it is indeed round, if the earth is round, how do you get to the end of such an earth? If it is round, how do you get to the end? That is, if it is round. If it is round, how do you get on a journey until you get to the end of the earth? So I want to delete that notion that you are having of the end of the earth, which is physical and geographical. Because that one, even if there was such a place, it was going to be easy for people to just follow behind Methuselah until they realize there is a camp somewhere. So let me correct the picture that you have. Methuselah didn't need to take a bath and he carry the bag and a jar of water and then he's on a journey to the extremities of the earth. Because then everyone else would then have access to Enoch. The journey was not a physical journey. It was simply a spiritual consultation. You know the spiritual codes. You know how to fall into a trance and you can be in contact with your father. You can travel in the spirit to the extremities of the earth. I'm not trying to dodge your question. I'm coming because you want to understand what is that place. Now I'm giving you now another place, because if we're going to have the ends of the earth comes to an end in two different dimensions. Whilst you are walking right now, as you are walking on the surface of the earth, you keep on walking, you are walking around the globe. That is, if the earth is round. But there is earth right from the center of the earth coming outwards. As you are traveling from the center, going outward of the earth, you are traveling to the extremities of the earth. The surface of the earth being referred to as the end of the earth, where it ends. And when you get to the surface of the earth, where we are now, where we are seated now physically, you must understand that there is still a continuation of another form of earth. Earth doesn't end where it ends. If a person is nicely dressed, he has taken his bath, he has put on nice cologne, when he walks away, maybe a meter away from you, you can smell his perfume. And you say that person is smelling good. He didn't touch you physically, but there is a part of him which is his extremities, an extension of his personality. Okay? So even if there is a rotten rat, there is no need for the rat to be moving door to door for you to know that it stays in one place, but then its extremities are extended. And you know there is a rotten what? What is coming to you is not the entire body of the rat, but there is something being emitted from the body. So it becomes an extension of the body of a rat. Wherever that rat is, we can smell it from here. So when we talk about the ends of the earth, what I want you to understand is that where Enoch was, it's considered a heaven. But you must understand that when you leave earth, the moment you leave earth, you enter into a heaven which is earthly, which is the heaven which is the heaven which is of the earth. An earthly heaven which is considered by the Bible the firmament. It's a dimension of earth. I've told you this before. Those birds that you see flying, they are flying in heaven, but that heaven is earthly. This is why we know the birds are the birds of the air, yet they are earthly. So they fly in a heavenly earth, or an earthly heaven. So everything that you see there was put by God in heaven. The stars, they belong to the heaven that is earthly. The moon, they belong to a heaven that is earthly. When a plane is flying, it is flying in heaven. But that heaven is an earthly heaven. So the flying of the plane, it is a physical activity happening in a heavenly place that is earthly. Okay? So there is a heaven which belongs to earth, where the smell of the laws of earth are still effective. The extension of the earth. You have moved away from the body called earth, a rotten rat, yet still you can smell, you can see the laws of earth in these heavens. So a plane flying in the heaven is still earthly. The sun, which is in the heaven, is still an earthly object. How do I know? Because the light given to the sun was so that the sun would give light to earth. So the light of the sun is earthly. The light of the sun was not for the sun to give light to other heavens. So everything that you see within this heaven is earthly. You are following? So as we keep on rising, we will get to the end, the extremities of the earth. After having left earth from the core of the earth, and then you leave earth physically, you get into this firmament, you keep on rising, you get to the border where it is declared this is where the heavens of the earth ends. And from that dimension, you cease to smell the red called earth. There are no more laws of the earth in that dimension. Even gravity, what you think is the law of the earth, it might not be the law of the earth. But I'm saying, as you ascend into the heavens, you are passing through different heavens. You are passing through different heavens. This heaven that we are having closer to earth, it's an earthly heaven. And as you ascend, even spiritually, you get to where that heaven comes to an end, and it's called the extremity, the end of the earth. And when you get there, you have entered into an entirely new galaxy where you have occupants. That's why if you study your Bible very well, you will hear in the book of Revelation, the Bible talks about the heavens and its inhabitants. The heavens and its inhabitants. The inhabitants of the heavens. The inhabitants of the heavens. So each dimension of the heavens that you pass through spiritually, you are identified there. They have systems where they can identify an intruder. You are considered a UFO, an unidentified object there.
Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice